Back here on 88.7 WNHU, it's game time. I'm your host, Sean Malone. David Price involved with some possible trade talks. They technically can't talk trade yet, but it seems like a well-known fact that David Price is going to be on the move this offseason, and it's got to be bittersweet for Tampa Bay Rays fans because this man is an incredible young pitcher. But this team also doesn't have money. They don't make enough money because, hey, Tampa Bay Rays fans, you don't go to the games. I mean, this team's got playoff games with empty seats. Are you kidding? That's why they don't spend big money on the players that you want them to keep. You're lucky they got Longoria to agree to that deal. Are you kidding? Half of Major League Baseball would have paid Longoria double. David Price, I don't think he's going to take that money, and both sides seem content that he's going to be traded this offseason. So let's talk about where. Let's make some predictions right now. You can tweet me your predictions at SMalone27. Let me know where you think David Price is going to end up. I'll give you my perspective right now. The Texas Rangers. That's where I believe we will see David Price next season. Why? Jurickson Profar. That man is an incredible talent. He is fast. He hits for contact. He's going to get some decent power in the future. He's going to be a good fielder. He's a five-tool player. And the Rays love young five-tool players. They traded for Will Myers last year. They gave up James Shields for him. I can see a similar deal going down. Jurickson Profar, another one or two arms, long-term prospects. And then Jurickson Profar can come up, and Madden can make it work. And this is how I think he's going to make it work. Jurickson Profar can play shortstop or second base. Make Zobrist play left field. Make Matt Joyce probably your designated hitter, I would say. And then start Profar at second base. Can you imagine that defensive middle of the infield between Escobar and Profar? Nothing's getting through the middle. Nothing. Unless you hit that one really hard, it's not getting through the middle. That's going to be an incredible defensive infield. You also got Longoria, who's a Gold Glove contender every year. That's going to be some infield if they get Jurickson Profar. Why do I think the Texas Rangers are going to make that move? Because the Texas Rangers are always looking to upgrade themselves. Always. And I think their rotation, it's due for an upgrade. Whether or not they bring Garza back, Garza's not a number 2 pitcher that can contend with other teams' number 2s. C.J. Wilson can beat Matt Garza, I believe. And the Angels aren't even that good. I think that Max Scherzer or Justin Verlander, whoever is the number 2 pitcher next year, probably Verlander. Verlander can most definitely beat Matt Garza. If you get David Price there, you could probably go Yu Darvish, your ace, David Price, your second ace, Garza, Holland, and then Perez. Or if you want, move Neftali Feliz back to the rotation. You can do either one. I think where they are right now, they need to make a trade and add another pitching arm. And I think that's the best one that they can add. Jurickson Profar does not fit on that team. Ian Kinsler's locked up for a while. Elvis Andrus is locked up for a long time after that offseason deal. He's not going anywhere. I think Jurickson Profar is going to be the big bait this offseason. Much like Will Myers was last offseason, it's going to be Jurickson this season. And I really don't see anywhere in the outfield, especially if they keep Alex Rios, that any of those guys would fit in Texas. You know, if Texas keeps Rios, they can keep Rios at center, Murphy in left. They got a good outfield. This is a very good team. They just need another pitcher. That's all they need. They need another ace. I mean, it's come to the point in Major League Baseball where you aren't going to contend if you have just one ace. You're not going to, especially in the playoffs, you're not going to make it far. I'm surprised the Red Sox made it this far. You know, Clay Buchholz had ace numbers in the beginning of the year. Who knows at this point what you're going to get out of him? John Lester is not an ace in my opinion. He never really was. An ace is someone you look at the schedule, you see you're facing this guy, and you think, Oh, no. I'm facing this pitcher again? That's how you feel facing Halladay. That's how you feel facing Cliff Lee. That's how you used to feel up until last year facing CC Sabathia. Ivan Nova put up very good numbers. Is he an ace? No. He doesn't scare anyone. King Felix scares people. Yu Darvish scares people. David Price scares people when you're facing him. David Price is an incredible scary ace, a very talented, very young player. But I think the Rays can survive without him because for some reason, amazingly, the Rays always have incredible pitching. And this year, without David Price, their pitching rotation is still really good and really young. Matt Moore, Jeremy Hellickson, Archer, and Cobb. That's their rotation next year. Those are their top 4 guys, and they'll find someone. Madden is, without a doubt, the best pick-and-plug manager in baseball, in my opinion. He can take an absolute nobody and turn him into something good. Example, Ben Zobrist. Who was Ben Zobrist 5 years ago? Now he's an all-star. Solid guy that can get you 20-20, can play multiple positions. He's the best utility man in the game. Utility man who is starting quality is almost unheard of. And it gives you so much flexibility, which is what allows Jurickson and Profar to be traded here. I think the Rangers are going to trade Jurickson and Profar this offseason during the winter meetings to the Rays for David Price. That's my prediction, folks. We'll be right back here. You're listening to Game Time. When I come back, we'll talk about the upcoming series in Major League Baseball in the playoffs. We got Tigers, Sox, Cardinals, Dodgers coming up. Stay tuned. You're listening to 88.7 WNHU West Haven.